let's welcome Dr. D Babu Paul.
But there are certain aspects in civilization and culture which get transmitted from generation to generation even without people realizing what is happening. Every generation stands on the shoulder of the previous generation and looks ahead so that they see a larger horizon. But the horizon that is larger is also a more distant horizon. That should really motivate the new generation. Can you imagine a house without an electric bulb? I had my first few years of school education reading and writing with the help of a kerosene lamp. Not because I was extraordinarily poor, but because the country was poor, country was underdeveloped, and there was no electricity in my village. In my generation, you had eminent people like Dr. Kalam and his successors in ISRO and elsewhere, great scientists, great Nobel laureates, great writers, great engineers. That is why India is now on the verge of being declared a superpower. Now I want you to understand and appreciate where you fit into this context of history. You fit into this context of history because you are going to carry forward a great tradition. That is not a tradition which begins with the Nehru generation or Gandhi generation. In India, that tradition is more than 5,000 years old. You must have studied about the Mohenjo-daro, Harappa civilizations. You must have studied about Gautam Buddha. And I want you to rise to the occasion in fairness to the people who went on the canvas, who treaded the canvas of history before you. So I do hope that you, in your generation, will be able to take up this responsibility. For which, what should you do now? In the first place, you should know about your past. Now, the past means not only India's past, but the past of humanity, where we have started.
What books have you all written, and what was the hardest and easiest thing about writing your latest books?
I have written 38 books in all. The book that took the longest to write was the book that took the shortest time to conceive, which is the first Bible dictionary in my language, Malayalam. It took 22 years of reading and research, 9 years of actual writing. It's a book with 600,000 words. That was the most time-consuming, demanding work which I did. And I do not know which was the easiest book to write, but probably it was my reminiscences of my civil service. That was easy to write. So the hardest book was the Bible dictionary. To write a dictionary is not easy, but the good thing about the dictionary is that a dictionary would always survive its author. I will die, but my book will live. That is advantage.
So listening to you, I realized that you're quite close to Dr. Kalam, and you were like his disciple, you know. So I was wondering how you got acquainted to him and how you were introduced to him first.
In 2008, I was a student of second year at the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. And Dr. Kalam, after finishing his 5 years as the president, he decided to become a teacher again. You can sit down, it's okay. He decided to become a teacher. So he came to IIM Ahmedabad to teach a group of students, of about 50 students, on a subject called Globalizing Resurgent India through Innovative Transformation. Very difficult name. It meant grit, G-R-I-T. Okay, so it meant he came to teach us. He was my teacher. We worked together as a teacher and student on a few projects, and that's how I got to first know him. In 2009, I was working with an international consulting firm, and I said that can we work on this project which we were working as a student and teacher. He said sure, and we worked on that project, and that project went on and on until the point I said that I don't want to be in a corporate job, and I started working with him. We started writing together, and even till the last day, the first day I saw him in September 2008, he was a teacher. On the last day I saw him on 27 July 2015, he was still a teacher, and he was teaching another IIM while I was there at IIM Shillong. So my relation with him was as a student teacher, it lived to be that way. We've been co-authors, we've been friends, I've been in his house, lived in that house for many days. But the most important relation is he was a guru and I was his student.